Stephen Mansfield, New York Times bestselling author.
Doug Tenaple, I'm the creator of Earthworm Jim.
Tweet groups.
I'm Victor Dweck.
Joseph Carter, I'm the Mink Man.
This is Dave Baker from Forged in Fire.
This is Leanne Morgan. I'm a comedian, and this is why you should never
Never.
Not ever.
Don't waste your time.
Oh, you really should.
listen to those darling, yummy Reverend and the Reprobate.
Hey, welcome to the Reverend and the Reprobate. I am Lucas Pinkert. I'm the Reverend. And with me today, as always, is the Reprobate.
All thumbs.
Danley Gibson,
Yep.
who is all thumbs. All thumbs to all people. Danley Gibson.
Yep.
So today on the show, we've got the wonderful, talented, and beautiful Miss Kerri Pomarolli.
Yeah. It's not Fonzarelli.
Not Fonzarelli. No, she is the author of Confessions of a Proverbs 32 Woman, as well as a devotional that pairs with that. She's a writer for the Hallmark Channel.
Comedian.
She's a wonderful, hysterical stand-up comedian. Almost 30 appearances on The Tonight Show up at this point in her career, as well as
Don't expect to hear any stories about Tonight Show, because we didn't
get there.
This was one of the most fun interviews, I gotta say, for me.
And chaotic.
Because you do a lot of research ahead of time, reading.
Yes.
I absorbed TikTok.
Right.
And I was fully prepared for this one.
And
just all over the place.
You know what? I don't know that either of us were really prepared for it, because we started one question.
You can't prepare for chaos. You can only embrace it.
And it led to 1,000 more. This is maybe the funnest interview we've done in the last 6 months. So
Wheels off, fun.
It's beautiful.
Full of ADHD energy. So get ready. Here comes Kerri Pomarolli.
On our airwaves today, Expo, Danley, is a lady who is probably one of my wife's biggest role models, I would have to say. She's an author. She's an actress. She's a comedian. She's killing it as a single mom. It is the fabulous, the wonderful, the beautiful, the talented Miss Kerri Pomarolli. How are you?
Oh, I need to record that and just play that every morning. When I
Positive affirmation.
like, you're beautiful, you're talented, you're killing it as a single mom. You are good. You are good.
You were on General Hospital. You're doing good.
You were amazing in 1999. You crushed it. Your MySpace was unbelievable.
Okay, so you know what? Let's jump in right there on MySpace. We got the lovely opportunity to be introduced to you via text by a mutual friend, the incredibly talented Steve Ryder, who does the Holy Smokes podcast.
Steve, we love you, Steve.
Yeah, good old Uncle Stevesy.
Mm-hmm.
So he introduced us, and not like maybe 3 text messages in, do we start the conversation about MySpace as we're trying to gauge where we each fall in the generational gap. Like, are we Gen X? Are we Gen Zs? You know,
right?
So we were the last generation to grow up with the internet and the first generation to get social media. What do you miss the most about MySpace?
Tom. I miss Tom. I mean, I felt like he kind of blew me off. As the kids would say, he ghosted me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he ghosted like 27 million people, but I took it personally. I was like, oh, so that's how it's going to go now? We're just not doing this anymore. Now, if Facebook ghosted me, I would have no baby albums. Like, I would have nothing of my children, because they'd be like, do you love me? I'm like, yes, I love you. Check mommy's Facebook. I've tagged you in these magical moments. So, yeah, I miss Tom. I don't know about you guys.
I've got the same thing. All of my son's pictures are all on Facebook. I mean, they're on other hard drives elsewhere, one of which is an old MacBook that he poured Kool-Aid in. I
have options for you. Facebook actually will sell you a hardcover book with your Facebook pictures. What? I mean, they have that much of a racket. So literally in my bookshelf right now, I have a Facebook album of like the year.
So Facebook.com.
So I don't have to make a baby album. I just have to go here. And then someday when they're in therapy, they're going to be like, my mother was exploiting my childhood from the time I was born. And I'm like, that's how mommy makes a living. So yes, this is true.
It's like the next generation of child stars are just ones that got exploited by their parents on Facebook.
Here's you as a baby. Here's 25 pictures of lunches after that. Here's another one of you.
This one killed it. It got 500 likes.
Yeah, remember that time you said, I'm going to play a guitar song and don't show it to anyone? I didn't like show it to anyone. I just posted it, which is totally different. Yeah, my kids are different though. My kids are like, they're used to it because their dad's a comic and their mom's a comic, and they came out of the womb, and I'm sure there was a camera. Lucy, like my 13-year-old, likes to make fun of me that I'm not. It's a running joke between us that her mom isn't famous, because if any of her friends always say, "Oh, your mom's whatever," and I was talking to her and I'm like, "But you were in People magazine, Celebrity Baby," and she goes, "Why? Why was I in People magazine?" I'm like, "Because your parents were pseudo celebrities and some publicist paid to get the online version." She goes, "I wasn't in People magazine. I was in the online version." I was like, "Shut up, Lucy. It means something."
I worked so hard and we paid so much money to get you in that online version.
I mean, it's weird being like, there's celebrity shows out there that's like Life on the D list. I need to do a show that's like Life not in the alphabet, but sort of in the, like, I pop up on some of the weirdest, we're going on a tangent. I pop up
Let's roll.
So crazy. This is going to gross you out, but there's a website called Wiki Feet. It's a Wikipedia for people that love celebrity feet.
I'm aware of this.
I am.
And I am on it, people. I am on Wiki Feet. I'm not even like the lowest number. So there are photos of me in sandals right now, people. Go to Wiki Feet.
I can't have that pop up in my search history.
Do you rank above or beneath Nikki Glaser?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think we would have to do some internet research to find out.
Because supposedly she has got the worst feet, and this is from her.
Then I would be above. Mine are very solid and normal. You know,
she says it, and I have seen her feet, and they're pretty bad.
They're pretty bad.
Look like Jen from the IT crowd.
Yeah, I'm probably good center, good solid middle. Wiki Feet.
That's good.
Yeah.
Better than mine.
I'm
sure.
so grossed out by the whole concept of internet feed.
Like, so you need to get TikTok so you can get desensitized to some of this stuff.
I don't need TikTok for this. I have a wife and she puts her feet on me, and she's the only person whose feet that I will look at unsocked. Because
I sort of am with you. I don't think they're attractive, but switching to TikTok, ask me how much I'm crushing TikTok.
How much are you crushing TikTok?
I have 12 followers, the same as our Lord and Savior. And I have limited it. Nobody else gets in. Okay, you may think that that's like a thing about me, like people don't want to follow me. I've got a select few people that own a lot of cats. I don't think you need a lot of fans. You need committed fans. You need crazy stalker fans that will kill people for you and help you bury the body. That's the kind of people that follow me on TikTok. And I'm very satisfied.
I don't know what that says about me, because you popped up in my For You page.
Well, it says you're probably a little old and you like 80s jokes.
80s jokes? Yeah, I like 80s jokes.
Yeah, no
and
doubt.
maybe Christian. I probably popped in because I was on Team Jesus.
It may have been. I am in Christian talk.
I've never really spent time on TikTok, so they don't know my algorithm.
Dang it. That was going to be
So I'm getting like unshirted, and it's like teenage boys, and I'm like running, screaming through the house that TikTok exists. And then I said to Lucy, maybe I should go on TikTok. And she goes, no. I go, oh, because the predators. And then Lucy goes, no, Mom, you're not what the predators are looking for.
Burn.
Yikes.
Cold.
And then me and my roommate are like, TikTok, you don't stop. And she's like, no, it's not that 90s song that you used to listen to. So, but I just felt I'd cap it at 12 and just stay there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to stay.
That's solid.
So you said that you don't really do TikTok as far as consuming. You're more.
I cannot go down the rabbit hole of watching J-Lo eat an apple with Alex and then Wayne Brady dance in pink pajamas with his family. I have gone there. It is deep. It is dark.
Yep.
It is deep and dark.
It is deep.
I know more about transgender than I've ever wanted to know my whole life. I know all the terms.
Mm-hmm.
I know I know every non-binary celebrity.
Yep. So
yeah, it's a dark hole.
I would actually say this is your opportunity to tune in your algorithm. If you don't like those things, there's lots of other dark holes.
What do I do if I don't? Well, we could talk later, but there's got to be something for me to be like, no.
You just switch past it. Just go. Keep going.
Yeah, but then I don't know.
But then it learns.
Go back to MySpace. It was so much easier.
That's
true.
It was. That's true.
Top 5. You had your top 5 people that don't know MySpace, and that was a social statement. Instead of unfriending somebody, you take them out of your top 5, and that's like the Italian. You're dead to me.
I do remember
That's
that.
like, it's the worst thing you can do now is like to unfriend somebody. So I perfected the art of unfollowing everyone. I follow you guys. You should feel lucky. I follow like 14 accounts on Facebook out of my 5,000.
Well, thank you.
I got sent by our producer the link to WikiFeet.
Oh no! Am I still on there?
You are. Your top.
Oh my god! I'm
your
so
top.
scared.
Let's throw them up. I'm gonna rate it real quick.
Your top ranked photo is 5,784,208 is how it's ranked out.
Oh gosh, out of what, 6 million?
I have no idea.
I'm 5 million on WikiFeet. That's horrible.
Does each foot get an account?
No. Each photo is ranked. So you've got that one.
It could be out of 3 million people.
Yeah, there's
assuming there's 2 feet.
There's also what looks to be pregnancy photos of you on here with feet.
Oh, that's great. I've never seen any of this. So somebody is posting pregnancy photos.
Those are good. Those are good feet pics.
Also, there's one where it's just your foot in an ankle brace. So how's that healing up?
People, okay, guys.
Don't blame me. Blame Anadermy. Anadermy uploaded that.
My star meter is like shooting through the roof right now. Like, this is amazing. I am crushing life. I don't need TikTok.
So how's your ankle?
It's fine. Apparently, it was in a brace. It was like 5 years ago. But yes.
That your nail polish looks wonderful.
Well, I think that's probably why I posted the picture. I mean, I'm really honest on social media. I took my daughter to a farm and I posted, we're at a farm, so we could post on Instagram for no other reason.
Yeah.
It's a good reason to go.
I didn't know what Instagram was for. I still haven't figured that out.
It's for people on Facebook that can't read.
Okay. Yeah, that tracks. It's just pictures.
We got quite a few
pictures.
They
paints 1,000 words, and when you're on a farm, there's not a lot of words.
No.
There's no reason to go on a farm except to take the pictures for Instagram and get the free berries and leave. Okay, that's it.
Or pecans.
You know.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. Your total foot rating is 20.
Out of what?
These are scales of 1 to 10, 6 being the highest. No lie.
I got like a wait. So I've only got.
So your total foot rating is 20, which puts you at 4 and 7/8 stars, which means you have nice feet. Out of the 20 people that have ranked your feet, you have 5 that say beautiful, 6 that say nice, and 6 that say okay.
Guys, I can't take it. So emotional. This is so emotional. Oh my gosh, this is like winning an award. I work so hard at my craft, you know.
Yeah.
It's like
what are the awards for WikiFeet?
We should start some. I think every guest you have has to submit to WikiFeet. I'm just saying.
What is your beauty regimen for your feet?
You know what? It's this is true. I go down south. My mother is from Georgia, and I get pedicures with like little fruit on it, so people pay attention to me.
They put fruit on it, like they use
like
nail polish.
Strawberries, water, like everything in the South is very like matchy.
Oh yeah.
So 4th of July,
we're from Dallas.
my mother will get a 4th of July pedicure that has flags. Mm-hmm. So I have to go and top her, and I get flags with like sparkles. Like it's we got to one up each other.
I think French tip is the pinnacle of nailedom.
Oh my god. I've never talked about this on a podcast. This is so emotional. This is like, I don't know how to get it back either. I don't even know how to steer. Do you do this a lot on your broadcast? We took a hard left.
I think
45 minutes later, we were still on WikiFeet. We don't even remember her name.
Yeah.
All 3 of us have ADHD, I think.
Yeah.
I know.
We're staring back.
So, Kerri Pomarolli, who was the best kisser on General Hospital?
Oh my gosh, I just had a kissing story that came to my head, but it wasn't.
Okay, let's go with that one.
Go. That kissing story is the one we want.
Okay,
Never mind.
It's a dumb one. I was trying to get on a website yesterday for the government, a literal California state website to pay taxes, and they said, who was your first kiss as one of my password questions. And I said Todd Crossley, and they said no. And then I said, was I drunk in 3rd grade? Because that's what I thought happened. So then I put Brandon Duck because we had a tryst in kindergarten, but I don't remember. So then I'm going through my grade school escapades. We went all the way through high school, and the state of California is like, heck no, you're a liar, okay? So apparently Big Brother knows who I kissed, and I was asleep. I don't remember. And now I can't get into my state text.
Listen,
I can't get into my website.
I'm looking
Gavin,
for that
Gavin
chapter
Newsom,
in the book.
you're not getting a cent out of Kerri.
No, because apparently I can't pay my taxes.
And this is
Why do
why.
they have to ask you? And then they're like, what's your favorite food? I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? What kind of question is what your favorite? It's Tuesday. Do you want Mexican? Are we doing Oxycontin? Like, I hate these. I hate these computer passwords.
What's your mother's maiden name? Let's just get all these questions out of the way.
I just told the world.
Okay, so speaking of kissing, probably the most entertaining.
By the way,
chapter
Kerri wrote a book
in the book. Yeah, the Proverbs 32 Woman is
and
the
you
name of
actually
this
read
book.
some of it. Thank you.
I read the entire thing.
You did not.
I did. And not only did I read the whole thing, I also listened to it whenever I found out that you were the one who was reading the audiobook. And I have to say,
I'm so flattered.
You're chapter 10.
Oh, let's hear it.
Chapter 10.
Dear Diary, oh Diary, that starts out with please daughters and my mom. Now that we're on kissing, I'm curious.
Wait, I got the real diary. Do you want me to go get it? It's
yes.
literally in my dresser right now.
Yes,
well,
please.
We will vamp.
Do you want the real story? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, we do. This is why reading is important. Like, I'm going to teach you this one day.
Reading.
Reading is important.
Listen, when we do research on guests, you're in
when
charge
I
of reading.
do research on guests.
If you find something interesting, you take a picture of that page and you send it to me. I will be doing research on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook.
Okay.
WikiFeet.
Please don't. What we need to do
From
is
now on, I'm going to do
we
research.
need to just check and see which one, because there's a WikiFeet men I've discovered on this.
I'll submit to you our
You
ratings.
did not know that you were opening up Pandora's box.
No.
This is
I have
amazing.
but you know what you really want me to read from? I have this book that a boyfriend gave me. Okay, I haven't looked at this, and it's a quote book. This is what a teenage girl, like, I wrote down quotes that were meaningful to me.
So you quote like Jordan Peterson and
Quotes with Kerri.
Jordan Peterson is.
Maybe this will be our TikTok from this video is quotes with Kerri.
Well, I'm trying to find the clean ones. Okay, so hold on.
We do have the ability to
we've
cover
got
up.
bumpers. We can do that. It's not a live
Oh
show.
yeah, like the this is horrible.
Let's go.
Perfect.
Let's go.
Oh God, this is so bad.
Is this like the vagina monologues or something?
Oh, I wrote a poem for a guy. This is horrible.
Okay, the poem.
Like, do you see my face? It's worse. You guys, this is going to be the most embarrassing podcast. Should I really read some of this?
That's what most people tell us.
Please.
Oh God. Oh, this is the worst thing I've ever. Okay.
Is it so cringe you can't even get the words out?
Okay, I'm going to read this. I'm going to try not to cry. A poem from New York. Who knows what the future brings or where we'll be tomorrow? I am here now. You are there now. And I can't seem to sleep or think or listen to music. Searching for words, answers. Now, am I supposed to say goodbye? This is Brian K-Beck, by the way. Part of me longs to have no regrets. Why should I cry? Did I not know? Words cannot say it. Whatever this feeling is, I hate it. Or do I? Thank you. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
That was amazing.
And what was the title? Words from New York? Dreams?
It was called A Poem from New York. And trust me, there's like, so you guys, I did this show that ended up becoming a TV show, and it was called Mortified, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And people, I was like comics, reading from our real diaries. Like our real diaries, we would go on stage. And I was in The Sound of Music. I was playing Sister Bernice, one of the nuns. And I had an illicit affair in high school with Rolf, the Jay Fisher, who played Rolf.
Right.
And nothing is sexier than me writing about making out in a nun's habit backstage at Northville High School. only to find out that he was double timing me with Liesel, and I reported the whole thing, okay? So little did that boy, Jay Fisher, thank you, know that was going to live in infamy, and now we're on a podcast talking about him, that two-timing cheater, just so you know.
You know, I don't know this guy, but I'm just going to say he sounds like a jerk.
He does. We're putting him on notice right now.
Yeah.
He was with Liesel and Sister Bernice and probably some of the other sisters. Who are we kidding?
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being yummy and 1 being yucky, what would you rate him?
Jay, to be honest, he won't. Okay, we're Facebook friends. He was a good, like, back then.
Yeah.
Solid, like, 8.5 back then to me.
That's yummy.
But he was kind of like a, little sharky shark.
Once you factor in the,
I found that extremely attractive.
You factor in the malfeasance, and it probably drops a few notches, I'm guessing.
Well, here's the thing that happened. I heard he became like a born again Christian, and now I can't.
Oh, that's the worst.
Oh my goodness! All these people in their faith.
When you go to your high school reunion, and the mean girls are like teachers. Like the mean girl from my high school is like a principal of a junior high. I'm like, who put you in charge of children?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's probably how they got that position, is that they became that. So, speaking of the mean girls that they got that position because that's
how they got that position. They became
that. Yeah, that's a good explanation.
Okay.
But if you are a mean girl and you grow up to be a mean woman, bossing around junior high kids because you haven't matured past the level you were at when you were 14 is kind of
great.
Yeah, kind of perfect.
You do that, or you become a youth pastor.
Yeah, you find a good. Yeah. Not if you're a woman. So, quick question about the impetus. What made you want to write the Proverbs 32 woman?
Cash, like a lot of like cat. No, I was kidding. No, I always joked in my act about being the anti-Proverbs 31 woman. And I was like, I read it, Pastor. I read it. I don't plow. I don't rise early. I gather food from afar. It's Uber Eats. And so I always joked about being the Proverbs 32 woman, like her kids, she rises late and her kids make her breakfast, or it's not gossip if your head is bowed, stuff like that. Really spiritual truths. And so Harvest House Publishers was kind enough to let me write these books because I am not farm to table. I did not breastfeed my children until they were 9. I am not.
You started when they were 9, or you didn't?
No, okay. Yeah, I mean, if they got 9 days, they did get breastfed, just not by me, but they did get breastfed.
just like Moses.
Yes, exactly. Well, I feel like there's a lot of women out there that are,
Actually, that's not the case for Moses.
Just kind of a hot mess for Jesus. So that was the subtitle to both the books, was Hot Mess for Jesus.
Can we quickly get a summary of what Proverbs 31 is? Because you said you're good. It's
the perfect woman in every male pastor's sermon preaching eyes. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's like every, and I'm not being sexist, but you never hear a woman preach on Proverbs 31. It's what supposedly do you hear women say, you know what, we should talk about Proverbs 31?
Yeah, submitting to our husbands.
I don't hear that.
Yeah, he's actually a pastor.
I am a pastor. So
that's
not
how many
something
sermons have you done?
How many sermons have I done?
No, I mean on Proverbs 31.
Oh, zero. I didn't get married until March of last year. So I was, as a single pastor, I was never brave/dumb enough to get up in front of a congregation and be like, hey, wives, this is what you should be like. I had a job security.
I gotta ask you. So you were a single pastor.
Yes.
How was that working out for you? Were you getting like pies from like the women in your church to try to woo you? Or were you getting old ladies trying to set you up with their granddaughters?
Okay, that happened way more than I would be comfortable admitting. Yes. And anytime anybody's niece or granddaughter from college was in town, they would always hey, you got to meet our pastor. He's cute and looks like if Thor were pocket-sized. And so
but like every time, because I got married in my 30s too, so I would do these church shows. And every time after this, she's like, you need to meet my son. He just got out of prison. He's been living in our basement. He's just putting his life back together. I felt the Holy Spirit told me that you are to meet him. Or there would be the guys that had a Holy Spirit moment during my show. And they were like, the Lord said, I was like, no, bro. The Lord saith no. The Lord saith no job. That's not happening.
The Lord saith nothing to me.
Yes, exactly. Seriously. Wait, you guys, I'll tell you one creepy story I've never told publicly.
Oh, thank
so
you.
So I
Beautiful.
was in, this whole podcast is just going to be a whole, like, what not to say in a podcast.
Well,
Which makes it one of my favorites, by the way. But so, I'm driving in Connecticut, and this pastor picks me up, and we're driving down like a long country road, and it's like an hour. And this is when I was dumb enough to like travel by myself, and I never had anybody with me. And in the car, he goes, "I just need to tell you something. I have been listening to your comedy, and I love you. I just need you to know that I love you." So I'm like, "Thanks, dude." And then we get to the hotel. This is a pastor. He goes, "I've taken the liberty of checking you into your room. Allow me to escort you." So then I escort. There is a basket of like cheese, and so I call my friend Bone, who's a comedian.
Yeah, Bone.
I don't know if you've ever heard of
Bone
comedian
Hampton?
Bone Thugs in Hampton.
Bone Hampton.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bone is like a Southern dude. He's like 6'6", and I'm like, "Bone, I really need support right now. Will you pray for me?" He goes, "Girl, he's gonna tear you limb from limb. You gotta hide. You're gonna be on CSI tomorrow. He's gonna eat you for breakfast. You can't get in the car with him. You gotta go. You gotta go right now." I'm like, "I gotta go to the show. What do I do?" He's like, "Don't eat that sausage in that basket. Don't eat that cheese. He's gonna drug you." He'd been watching CSI for like 24 hours. So the next day when he has to drive him to the airport, I wear tennis shoes. And the whole time I'm looking for farmhouses that I could run to when he tries to murder me. Okay. Like that was the whole ride home was like, oh my gosh, I have to get married. Like there's no other reason.
Well, I'm
But
glad.
I kind
I'm glad.
of feel sorry for your wife because now is she like the crown jewel of the church? And that's probably like, she's the bachelor, you're the bachelor, and she's the bachelorette. And then she won the lottery, and then is that a lot of pressure for her?
She tamed Pastor Hookups.
Yeah.
It's a nickname.
Yeah, she turned me down twice. And so in a lot of ways, yes, she is definitely the crown jewel of the church, but she also can hold her own. So she's doing just fine.
Tell her what she said to Jason.
Which time?
The most recent one where she was using her psychology on him.
So we got a deacon at our church. He's one of my best friends. He's like 6'5", and he's a diesel mechanic. We live in Dallas, and so he's got a.
I'm coming to Dallas September 28th.
Yeah, and Grapevine.
Oh, you guys know that.
Yeah, you're gonna be right around the corner from us. So Jason in his normal, he's not really pessimistic, but no one could call him an optimist. Like he's one of those.
Hey, fast forward the story.
So anyway, he's talking about something, and my wife just like gets up on him and like in his face. She's like, "Do you always just have to find the most negative things that happen, or can you not focus on the positive?" And he's like, "Whoa!" And she goes, "What happened to you?"
It's like, who hurt you?
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's absolutely hysterical. So yeah, she's doing okay. She's doing okay.
So 3 times the charm. If you don't succeed, 3 times the charm.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And then leave her alone after that.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that's the secret to a successful marriage. I mean, like I'm happily divorced. My ex lives in my garage. We don't fight. It's fine.
So have you heard of the show?
Are we just gonna glaze over the?
No.
My ex lives in my garage.
No. This is.
I know because all your listeners are like, "She's funny," and I'm like, "That's not a joke. That's a prayer request."
So
Well, it's a good thing that you're a prayer warrior, which you talk about often in your book. Confessions of a Proverbs 32 woman, available on Amazon.
You, Me, and My Ex is what I was asking about. The TV show. It's on TLC.
Why are you watching TLC?
I'm not. My wife and all of her girlfriends are. But it's a situation.
Yo, dude, where's your wedding ring?
Oh, yeah, I'm not wearing it.
That's your answer? You got to do better than that, yo.
Oh, my wife is going to love this.
I mean, you could get a tattoo of her name somewhere on your body. I'm just saying. Oh, come here.
She'd be okay with that. No.
Hey, you guys, my ex-husband's in the background. He never comes on camera, but you can just run. Say hello.
Hello.
See, he's real.
Oh, wow.
He won't come on camera, but he's a real person.
How are things in the garage?
That is the truest sense of the word of a man cave. It is a cave, no light, very damp.
Shut up. It's delightful lighting.
Every once in a while.
He's got a piano.
basket of laundry gets slid in there.
Yeah.
Like, do this on delegate.
We put his food on the tray. It's fine, okay? It's working out fine.
There's a little slot in the door that's like, okay, when this side closes, then you can open up that side. That's amazing. Well, it's cool that that's worked out because now your girls have both parents.
Well, no,
in the
it
house.
was a temporary thing. It was supposed to be 3 weeks in COVID because COVID was supposed to last 3 weeks.
Right. So you
And
guys
here we are.
You flattened the curve and got a border.
Well, people are like, how'd you do comedy during COVID? I'm like, I went to Texas, and Texas was like, what? What COVID? You can do a show? I was like, yes, Texas.
Yeah,
I was doing shows in Texas way long ago.
Yeah, a friend of ours was just telling us, he lives in New York, that there are restaurants asking to check or asking for, in order to enter, you have to check the vaccine passport. And you
No,
gotta check
everyone. It's a law.
Yeah. Did you see?
We don't have that.
No.
Oh, yeah. Well, my friend and I were arguing over vaccines and stuff. And she's like, it's going to be law. It's going to be law. I'm like, we all can't move to Texas, okay? So it can't be law in every state.
And
or your state is going to be even more crowded than
and as of September 1st, we can open carry in Texas.
Yeah,
so
without a license.
So,
without a license.
I'm coming to Texas 3 times. I have 3 shows in Texas next month.
They want to put a mask on your gun.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. So when you come to Texas, since you're coming in September, that law will be passed, so you can purchase a firearm and then just wear it up on stage during your act, and everybody will be like, "Oh, she's one of us."
You know what I love about Texas? They will jerky anything in the state of Texas.
Yes,
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yes.
Like I get those gift baskets, and I was like, "What was this?" They were like, "It was a leather book, and we just put jerky on it." And I mean, like I don't even know the names of some of those animals. They've given me jerky, and it's kind of like a don't ask, don't tell because it tastes amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to know what they're jerkying in some of those packages.
It's mainly deer.
Well, you'd get
Is
deer, you'd get hog, you'd get venison, which is deer.
It
you'd
tastes
get elk.
good if you put enough salt on anything.
This is true. You also might end up with some lingua jerky, which is cow tongue.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not picky. When it's free, when I go to Texas, I just have to plan for 5 more pounds. Like I just plan. We're gonna start with carne asada. We're gonna work our way up.
Oh yeah.
But I'm at a little church with a little pastor named Ed Young, so maybe they'll have people.
Huh.
I heard it was a startup.
Yeah, Ed Young Jr. is the pastor at Fellowship.
Yeah,
Ed Young
that's not a
Sr.
little
is
church.
at Second Baptist Houston.
No, I'm at Second Baptist.
You're at Second Baptist on the 2nd?
Yeah, and then I'm in College Park. Not that anybody who's listening today cares, but I'm in College Park on the 3rd.
Okay, sweet.
So.
And then I will be with you guys in your fair city in Grapevine, near you. Woo!
Yep.
Very excited about that. My best friend from 8th grade lives in Grapevine.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Grapevine's a good town.
This is not sorority Jackie. This is her best friend from 8th grade. Sorority Jackie.
No, we love Susie. I want to give Susie a shout out. Susie's like ride or die. Like she was like, you got to have one of those. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Susie would have definitely invited you to the party and gotten you one of those custom.
And you want to know the real story? I wrote a chapter called Mean Girls. So if you buy my book, my editor made me change all the details. It was really a party in the Hamptons, and I was not invited to Hamptons weekend because of my political and religious views. And so when I first wrote the chapter, I'm like, I'm doing that millennial thing, like that passive aggressive. I'll show you. I'm just going to call you Wishell, whatever. And then my editor goes, you're going to get sued. You have to change like all the details. I'm like, the story's still the same. Thank you, Alpha Phi from University of Michigan. But so I was thinking about writing that. I was trying to make it like biblical, be like there was a lesson to be learned. But really, I was just Italian and like super mad about the whole thing.
Which I loved. It was probably one of my favorite chapters in the book.
Thank you. Well,
it's very well done, as well as the chapters that we're talking, or I guess really it's the end of the chapter where you talk about how to do church potlucks and you give the recipes for maybe one of my favorite dishes of all, caprese salad, but it's on a stick, which I have never tried before.
It's pretty good.
So is that like a family recipe? And like, how does that work?
Italian. Yeah, Italian. I mean, you put a ball of cheese and a tomato on anything, you win. You know what I'm saying? You just look really fancy. And you get basil, like round tomatoes, round mozzarella, and you put them on the skewers. You put some basil, you drizzle it with balsamic. You look like a chef. You look gourmet.
Is caprese salad only basil leaves?
Well, I've only made it. Basil is really the only time I haven't veered too far.
Yeah. It's basically mozzarella, tomatoes, and basil, and just
It's
sliced up.
basically the tomatoes and basil are filler for the really good cheese.
What's your favorite cheese?
Burrata for sure. What's yours?
Burrata.
Ooh.
I don't know.
I'm a baked brie guy, just because it comes out and I know like how much cheese I'm gonna have to eat in one sitting.
It depends on what it's on. Typically, like a Gouda, Swiss,
blue.
I live for cheese. If I found out I was lactose intolerant, it would be like life ending.
That's this guy.
Cheese is life. I'm such a middle-aged woman. Like, I love a good cheese plate. It takes so little to please me. Give me some cheese and some big crackers. I'm solid. I'm good for the whole night.
So as a Christian mom, we know that anything that you don't like is demonic. Does that mean that lactose intolerance is demonic?
Oh, for sure. Like, do you even need to ask? Do you know my daughter was using the word demonic when she was 3 and walking into people's houses going, well, that art is demonic. That picture's demonic. One of the moms got mad at me. She goes, Lucy told me my yoga class was demonic. I was like, she's not wrong.
Was she correct about the art? Like, did you see the art?
Yeah. And then the other word I taught her when she was 3 was inappropriate. So she would be looking, Mommy, that skirt is inappropriate that girl's wearing. I'm like, you're correct about that, but let's zip it. We're in Costco, okay? Like, can we just pull it back a little?
Time and place, sweetie. Time and place.
Yeah.
So we've
talked ministry kids. Ministry kids have no filter. Like, they think they're 40. Do you know what I mean? Because she's been traveling and around adults. It's horrible and delightful at the same time.
So we've talked about your comedy. We've talked about the book. We touched a little bit on the acting. Talk to us about the podcast that you do with your daughter.
Well, you guys, thank you for asking. So it's called This Is Not a Good Idea, and that's what we named it because Ron, her dad, was like, you guys need to do a podcast because you fight very entertainingly. And so I said, this is not a good idea. He goes, exactly. So we started a podcast called This Is Not a Good Idea. We don't have guests because we don't know how to hold 3 microphones at one time. Very little technology. But we talk about life. We talk about the 80s, why it was the greatest generation, 80s, 90s, why it was the greatest generation. Really important topics, like why Lucy likes to play in graveyards. So I find out things about my daughter on the podcast that I did not know. That she spends time in graveyards. I thought I had a good handle on where she spends her time.
She spends time in graveyards.
Yeah, why?
You should ask her that question.
It's not soul soaking, is it?
Oh gosh,
no,
they don't go to Bethel.
Yes, no. And mic drop. Thank you. We have a family graveyard, and the graves are like 200 years old, and so she thinks that history in Alabama is like really cool. But she's also in the phase of being 13, where everything she does has to be weird. Oh, hello, Lucy. I was speaking about you. Why do you like graveyards so much? Come tell the people. And don't be weird. Okay. Hi, this is Lucy.
Hey, Lucy.
Hey, Lucy.
Can I call you Luce?
Sure.
That's kind of a Tim Burton vibe she's got going.
Yes. So why do you like graveyards?
Because they're cool.
But you're not like summoning the dead.
No. It'd be cool, but no.
Okay.
I like graveyards because ever since I was little, every year we go to Family Tabernacle, and we get a family graveyard, which is cool. And I have a lot of serious conversations with myself there.
That's weird, but
That's
but
cool.
These gentlemen wanted to ask you. So Lucy and I do the podcast together. What would you say we talk about on the podcast?
A lot of different things.
Yeah,
we don't ever really stay on topic.
No.
Well,
I don't know if you guys can relate to that. We kind of go around.
Straight arrows over
but,
here.
You can ask her anything about anything because she's 13 and she knows everything in the whole world. Thank you.
Well, I was
she's never wrong.
I was
That's
very
awesome.
impressed. I gotta say, I listened to your podcast and I heard the different music that you like, and I was very impressed that it was Beach Boys and
Demonic,
the Rat Pack.
Demonic.
Yeah,
They're all
demonic.
Demonic.
Dean
All
Martin.
of them demonic.
Yeah, Dean
Going to hell.
Martin, demonic.
Yeah, but kudos
Demonic Martin.
to
Okay, homeschool.
How did you know?
Amy Grant, Unguarded.
Okay.
Newsboys. Thank you. She's got an amazing taste in music. She plays Johnny Cash on the guitar. Like, she's really
Good job.
She's a
That's
fun-
awesome.
Can we get a sampling?
What?
Can we get a sampling? Do you have your guitar? You want to play some Johnny Cash?
Oh no, it's in my room and out of tune.
Oh, well.
She
that's
would
fair.
never in the history of the world play guitar, barely even for me. And I pay for the lessons.
Ooh. You gotta
That's
remedy
very-
that, Luce.
Well, we know that you
I'm-
like Star Wars.
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that you like Star Wars. So I want to know what was worse in your opinion, the death of Han Solo or the death of Kanan Jarrus. Which one affected you more?
Probably Han Solo.
Probably.
And expand.
Yeah, why?
Okay. So Han Solo, it was a shocking thing. But also it was a lot of the after effects of how Han Solo, like how he died. And then, so for instance, when he died, I get the whole reason why Kylo Ren killed Han Solo. And I get why even the writers killed off Han Solo in general. Because they were trying to set a way for the newer characters and stuff like that. But the thing is they kind of bombed with the newer characters. So that they kind of destroyed Star Wars, which is good. The Mandalorian kind of bringing that back a little bit. But I don't know what they were doing. But the thing is there were so many things that Han Solo was just such a great character. And I get that they were killing him off. And I get Kylo Ren's reasoning for that. But then again, things like the fact that everything coming so easly for Rey without any real practice to that flying Han Solo ship on the first try. And then the fact, like my dad even pointed this out, that Chewbacca is a very, very close with Princess Leia and Han Solo. Obviously, they're close friends and things like that. So after Han's death, you would think it would be Chewbacca that would hug Leia and be like, hey, I'm sorry if you lost or something like that. But no, it was Rey. But Leia didn't really even know Rey. Leia and Rey had pretty much never talked. And another thing, the whole reason why Han Solo was in the situation he was when he died was because Rey was stuck in the basically captured. And then so Rey ruins it was just funny because then at the same time Rey is getting out on her own because she's doing Jedi mind tricks that take years and years of practice.
Okay, so we're going to cover this in another hour episode.
Okay, well,
Star Wars with my daughter.
To be fair, she did those Jedi mind tricks on James Bond, which is why they worked.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
Daniel
it is
Craig
pretty
was
simple.
the stormtrooper. Oh, real quick, true or false?
Uh-oh.
The Last Jedi was the worst Star Wars movie.
True.
Oh, come on!
I agree.
I think of the
we are
of
split
the
down the
three
middle.
new ones. Of the three new ones, I think it was the best because they at least tried to be creative with it instead of.
I cried in Last Jedi.
Last Jedi.
Was that the third one? Was that the
Second
third one?
one.
Second one. That was. The
Oh
second
yeah,
one.
that was terrible. That was terrible, horrible. The third one, I bawled.
The third one was
Totally
horrible.
bawled. If you don't have a heart, if you didn't cry at the end of that,
What was the point of
it
that?
was like Kylo Ren and
Kylo Ren and that relationship had no buildup. It had zero buildup.
and it was creepy.
No,
'cause
no,
I
no.
kept thinking they were cousins.
Wait. That relationship had literal zero buildup. It was just so weird, and it made me very uncomfortable.
And they felt related to me. Did they just feel related in some weird way?
They did.
Well, that was
Like Rey was secretly a sister. It was just creepy.
It was
the whole thing.
no. It
Listen,
wasn't just
Garage
that.
Dad, if you're gonna talk, you got to be on camera now.
If he comes on camera, that'd be the first time on the history.
Okay,
Of
listen. You made me come on because of the Last Jedi. Okay, look, I'm not done with it yet, but Lucy and I are working on a song,
Good God, no!
and it's a song about the Last Jedi, and it's sung to the tune of El Shaddai.
Okay.
Okay.
Last Jedi. Yeah.
Last Jedi. Yeah, it sounds
Maybe
the
you can
same.
come back on their show and sing it.
But it's
We'll have Kristen Weber do an accordion part.
the accordion.
I don't know.
She has a ukulele solo in it.
What's the one? Do you guys watch those brilliant Star Wars music videos with Yoda?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Seagulls.
Bad lip reading.
Bad
Yep.
lip reading.
Yeah, my stick is better than bacon. You better believe
Oh
it.
my God. Yes, that makes it all worth it.
Yeah.
And I love Mark Hamill. I think Mark Hamill is a cranky old dude, and he does not take crap from anybody.
Once again,
And I love him on Twitter. I love him. He's like, this movie sucked. This whole thing is going in a really bad direction. I think he's a brilliant man.
I think he's actually Luke Skywalker because he comes across as sometimes heroic and sometimes kind of whiny.
I know, and he doesn't care. That's the thing about why they had to kill Han Solo. Because Harrison Ford is so rich, he doesn't even need Star Wars money. He didn't even want to be in the revival. He's just cranky. I can't believe they're trying to make him do Indiana Jones right now. You think he wants to crack a whip right now? He's got Ally McBeal at home, okay? He does not want to crack a whip.
Yeah, and he's got a plane too.
Yeah.
What more do you
And
need?
he got injured. That's how old our icons are.
He's crashing that plane kind of often. He's a little true to life. He
probably
didn't have a
shouldn't be
real life
flying.
Chewbacca.
This is true.
I love Billy D. Williams in anything. So I was like, bring back Billy D. Williams.
They did, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
brought
did.
him back.
Yeah, they
Okay.
brought him back. Just barely.
Okay.
My thing is that they have to somehow canonize how Disney and Lucas had their first togetherness, and they have to connect Star Wars and Captain EO. That all has to come together full circle.
I think there's a sermon there, Pastor. I really do.
I don't know what Captain EO is.
It's a weird. It's a
Jackson.
Michael Jackson music video from.
It was a ride in Disneyland.
Do you guys want to hear a story about Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Colton.
Hey, Colton, do your trick.
Please hold. Please hold for Colton.
What's the story?
Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready. Can you guys hear Colton?
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I used to work with this guy that was on tour with Michael Jackson. And this was back when they had just introduced the stages that would shoot the artist up into the air. And so they were going to test it out before the show, and they were trying to find somebody that was the same size and height as Michael Jackson. Well, that's impossible. So he said, "It's okay, I'll do it." So they load him into the stage and shoot him up. Well, he flies up and hits the lighting truss and hits the ground. So everybody goes quiet, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, we lost our jobs," or Michael Jackson's dead. Both ways, we lost our jobs. And while everybody's silent, you hear, "I think that was a little too high."
Now, if they could canonize that, that's what I would be interested in.
I like that story about Michael Jackson.
Oh my God. I'm done. Mike, drop it. I'm done.
Well,
let's go to controlled rowdiness.
Well, all right. Well, if we're done, then let's enter into our last segment called Controlled Rowdiness, where we just ask you rapid fire questions and you answer them to the best of your ability. Lucy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Lucy. Go away.
This podcast is now my most embarrassing diary moments. My ex-husband, who never comes on camera, Wiki feet. I mean, like the most mortifying facts about my whole life are on your. I mean, how many listeners do you have? Like
all 5 of them.
People?
12.
Yeah, we have 12. We kick out
Did
after
you
12
cap it at
too.
12?
Yeah, we did.
This is one of those things when they go, when you put it on the internet, it lives forever. This is going to be like, yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of blackmail material on you.
We do, and
Well, it's not even
great.
blackmail anymore.
This has all been a ruse.
Yeah,
this is not going to air. This is just us collecting blackmail.
How did you guys get free tickets to Kerri's shows for life? Well, we one time recorded this podcast.
Who was your first kiss? What's your mother's
You guys
maiden
are
name?
invited to my show on the 28th, by the way. I want you to know that.
So in.
We're in.
Absolutely in. All right.
Don't lie to me.
What is more demonic, the Smurfs or actual Karl Marx?
Karl Marx, for sure. Smurfs are not demonic in any way, shape, or form. They're a little cuckoo, because how does one woman handle 97 male Smurfs? How did that happen? It's not demonic. It's misguided.
Okay, I was say I got some opinions, but there's
Why was
probably
Smurfette always sweeping? Okay, I'm just saying.
Because she didn't have a garage to put all the men in. Next question.
You know, you little Smurf trivia, you are horrible. was horrible. He's no longer with us, but Henry was Brainy Smurf and Gargamel.
Really?
So Brainy Smurf, Gargamel was the same person.
Now Hank Azaria did the
later.
evil wizard.
Yeah.
So he
did
did
Gargamel
Gargamel later on.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about him coming out and apologizing for the voices on Simpsons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Moving on.
Yep.
Okay.
Fair.
That wasn't a question.
All right. Next question.
That was
Go.
a fake question. I lost my train of thought.
That's it. That's easy. That train gets derailed often.
You go.
All right. Beards or no beards?
Dang it! That was my question.
Well, did you see the Fu Manchu beard on my ex-husband?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Does that answer your question? On my ex-husband?
So are you?
So when we got divorced, he just started trying to grow ZZ Top, and he has not stopped. So he's going for that ZZ Top thing because he's no longer married to me. So not to offend anyone in the room with beards, and then I keep getting him shaving kits for Christmas, but he doesn't respond very well.
Hints.
So no beard is the official. That's your final answer.
For moi.
Okay,
right.
that was the wrong answer, but that's fine.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, but should I lie on your show?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, all the time.
Okay, you guys, beards are amazing, and I love ZZ, and I love a man with a beard. It says a lot about him that he's comfortable with himself, and it's really manly. And he probably chops wood with his bare hands. Okay, next question.
Do you play Roadblocks?
Roblox is so demonic. Roblox from the bowels of hell. My daughter wakes up like this. Can I play Roblox? Can I play Roblox? Can I play Roblox?
Yep.
She has been possessed by the devil of Roblox, and I've let it in my house. It's still in my house. What do you think the 10-year-old's doing? She's not available for your podcast because I guarantee you she's supposed to be getting math tutoring, but she's on Roblox. It's so demonic. It is from the bowels of the bubbling hell.
I don't.
So no, I don't play.
Okay, your turn.
I love that. I think that's a great answer. So if the Confessions of a Proverbs 32 woman is about a woman who is in modern day that goes from being messed up to blessed up, is the Confessions of a Proverbs 33 woman about a transgender?
I think that is very prophetic of you, because we were hoping my next book is going to be about a non-binary minority in a wheelchair, because I just want to hit all the demographics. I don't want anyone to feel left out. So sometimes they're a man, sometimes they're a woman. Why do we need to choose? And they also compete in the Olympics. So that's what I'm working on, just to give you a little sneak peek of my next character.
I'm looking forward to writing the introduction to that book.
And he.
Those are your Proverbs?
Because I love beers. I love beers.
Good. According to a Miss Teen USA contestant, the problem with the Iraq is that they don't have maps and everywhere like such as. Is this true?
Well, first of all, she's right. Okay, if they don't have like maps and such as, how are they supposed to get around if they don't have the Lindekin to search people on, or like stuff like that? Because sometimes it's hard to read a map when you go L on, and then it's like Lon, and then that girl's like, who's Lon? And you're like, it was supposed to be left on. That actually happened to me with a real girl in LA. She goes, who's Ron and Lon? When I drew her a map.
Oh no!
God bless America.
Indeed.
God bless California.
Indeed.
Yes.
So speaking of California, I know you guys are preparing for the recall elections. Yep, I see that happy dance happening over there. Who will you be voting for in the recall election?
Caitlyn! Caitlyn's gonna save us. Caitlyn and Kanye, baby. Caitlyn and Kanye. Make it happen.
Winning team.
I need material, and I want Caitlyn in the office. It is not worse than Newsom. I am emotionally torn, but I don't think Caitlyn is worse than Newsom. I really don't. So I'm pulling for him.
So regardless of your feelings on Newsom, do you think he's kind of hot?
No, I think he looks like a game show host. I don't want to make fun of God's creation. He just looks like he should be hosting like Pressure Luck. Do you know what I mean? Like he's just like in office going, no whammies, no whammies. And I think he governs like a game show host as well. He's getting the COVID numbers going. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Door 3.
Yeah, door 3.
Door 4.
3.
Running out of doors.
That was awesome.
We did it in our first take. We covered your feet.
Boom.
I thought that the Babylon Bee was the most embarrassing interview, but you guys might have topped it.
Well, you're welcome.
So for the record,
they would ask me questions like, do you have dirt on Carmen? And then I told them dirt on Carmen. And then 3 months later, Carmen was no longer with us. And I have a lot of guilt about that because that was bad. But not like real dirt.
Okay, to be fair, yeah, you didn't say that. You would neither confirm nor deny that he had a tanning bed in his bus.
Oh my gosh. You actually, you're like the only podcast host actually researched. Like today's like, so Kelly, what do you do?
No, we have divided and conquered very well. Any books he reads.
You guys are amazing. I don't even think I have good friends that have read all the way through my books.
Thank you. I haven't
So
touched
for
it.
real, you guys, I want you to come if you want to come. On
Yes,
the
we do.
28th. You're welcome.
Done. That
Tickets
is it.
on me. I mean, yeah, and your wives.
Sweet.
Yeah, they'd be super
You
upset
really
if we
have a
didn't
wife
bring them.
because there's no ring.
I
I'm just
know.
saying.
So here's the story. I gained weight over.
Oh, okay. I feel you, bro. I
Yeah.
couldn't put on my wedding ring if you gave me a $10,000 check right now.
I do have a rubber wedding ring that I wore when I was working out. That also doesn't fit.
Listen, bro, if you
What,
had
it
just been
doesn't?
honest with me from the beginning, we could have bonded over that. I mean, it wouldn't go on my pinky, my
Yeah.
wedding ring right now.
Now I can go buy another rubber band, but I mean,
Why don't you get a tattoo like I suggest?
well, because I don't have.
He's afraid of
I don't
needles?
no, that's not true. I don't have a tattoo yet, and I haven't committed to anything. I mean, I've committed to my wife.
You know what?
but
That's true. You won't commit to anything.
That's not true.
It is true.
Just get one that says "taken, ladies." Sorry, just like right there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just taken, ladies.
Sorry, not
and I gotta
sorry.
show them like this.
You could just write the lyrics to "Sugar Lumps" by Flight of the Conchords on there. That'd be great.
What's the?
Well, next time I'm in Dallas, I'll come to your church and tell some jokes.
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
Do your trick about Bon Jovi.
Oh yeah, we did have a question. What if there were, rephrase, rank these songs from the most Christian to most demonic. All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with "Friends Are Friends Forever" by Michael W. Smith, "Baby Baby" by Amy Grant, and "Living on a Prayer" by Bon Jovi. Rank them 1, 2, 3.
Living on a Prayer. They're obviously a Christian band. Have you not listened to "Lay Your Hands on Me"? Lay your hands up. They're anointed of God. Baby Baby. What baby is she talking about? Baby Jesus? Baby Moses? How do we even know?
Vince Gill.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And "Friends Are Friends Forever" was ruined by Karen Leith in 6th grade who sang it at the talent show, and I can never unhear that. And I'm sorry that that's her real name.
Kerri, you are amazing. Thank you so much for joining
Oh,
us.
you guys are amazing. I hope you guys are you just make it a joy. You don't know what I did earlier
So
for that
good.
show.
I'm glad you had fun. We like to have fun too.
Can you?
Anytime.
Can you tell our guests where to find you?
Oh, were we still on the air this whole time?
Oh yeah. We'll cut some of this
Please
up.
find me on Instagram at Kerri Pom, KerriPom. Facebook, Kerri, Kerri Pomarolli. Look that one up. Twitter, Kerri Pom, or KerriPom.com for the people that think social media is demonic. KerriPom.com. And I want to give a shout out to Uncle Steve, because without him, I wouldn't have had so much fun with you guys today. So I wish you all the best.
Steve is a special
Make sure the 28th happens.
Kerri freaking Pomarolli.
Oh man, what?
Whoa.
What a whirlwind of energy.
Okay, so I'm really glad that we got Garage Man on. I think that's
Garage
Dad.
Yeah, Garage
The
Dad.
Garage Dad made an appearance because I think that's maybe not just one of the weirdest dynamics, but also the fact that we were able to call him out and then get him on
He
camera
said,
was pretty fun.
Garage Dad, you don't get to talk unless you're on screen.
On screen. So that was a lot of fun. Her energy was amazing.
I love it.
Going in the middle of the interview, she's like, "I'm gonna go grab my diaries and read to you." we got a 15-year-old Kerri Pomarolli poem about a boy that moved away to New York.
Yeah, I was going to ask her at that point, and then we just continued on.
Who cares?
But yeah, I was going to ask her about, can you turn that into a Hallmark movie? Because she writes for Hallmark movies. Didn't get into Hallmark at all.
Just too much.
Didn't get into
too much
really comedy, the stand up, doing with the Tonight Show. She wrote for the Tonight Show.
Mm-hmm.
She knows Jay Leno. There's a ton. I'm sure there's a million stories there.
That might be the interview with the fewest questions actually asked that we've had.
I think what happened is we all just clicked.
Yeah.
We just went. We all have the same energy. Let's just
do it. Let's just have fun.
Let's talk and fast forward and let's get through everything. Why aren't you wearing your wedding ring? Well, later
Lucy's analysis of the Star Wars universe, the death of Han Solo, her being wrong about The Last Jedi, I thought was absolutely incredible. And we have got to hook her up with the Tatooine Sons podcast.
I agree.
They would absolutely just completely vibe with one
she
another. It'd be
has
so awesome.
1/60th of her mom's energy.
Oh my, she definitely does.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, of course she liked Han Solo's death because that's how she's going to be able to visit him in the gravestones whenever they go traipsing through the graveyard. She was amazing. We didn't get to ask any question about Ruby, though.
I know.
Ruby, her daughter, is just an amazing young lady. She's the star of a lot of the TikToks and YouTube videos.
Well, Ruby, next time.
Yeah, next time we'll get
love
to Ruby.
ask you some questions.
She was too busy playing Roblox, so we didn't get to have the lovely Ruby on this go round. But we're gonna definitely have to have Kerri back on.
Yes.
Remember, if you loved the podcast, make sure that you like and subscribe. Be sure to check out Kerri at kerripom.com. And Confessions of a Proverbs 32 Woman is available on her website, as well as through Harvest House Publishers and any place where you would get your books. It's an absolutely wonderful read. There's a devotional that goes along with it. It's a very encouraging book. And the reason that she wrote it is because there's not a lot of women these days who are telling their servants what to do and rising early to go sell their garments at the market, and what it looks like to be a good, godly woman in 21st century Western culture. It's an amazing book. It's very encouraging, very uplifting, and I am ready to be the beautiful woman prayer warrior that God has destined for me to be after reading it. So if you get the audiobook, Kerri reads it, and it's hysterical. It's really funny, especially the chapter where she talks about her diary, because she's like, Barb, don't read this. By the way, Barb's my mom. Barb, I'm serious. It's awesome. It's very transparent and very just heartfelt. And anything that's funny and honest, I think is right up our alley, and I think that you guys, as our viewers and listeners, will like it as well. So make sure you check that out. Follow Kerri. All the links to all that stuff is in the show notes, as well as the podcast. This is a bad idea, or this isn't a good idea. This is me going off script is in the show notes. Check it out to support her and Lucy. Check out her TikTok. Yeah. You might become one of the 12 followers if she's able to kick one off, because you made the cut. Mm-hmm.
It's like MySpace, like you mentioned. Top 5, you get top 12 on TikTok.
There you go.
That's how social media has evolved.
Don't tell Don Marshall that. Bye. Thank you guys for watching.
Hey everybody, this is comedian, author Kerri Pomarolli, and this is why you should never listen to the Reverend and Reprobate show, because I just aired all my dirty laundry starting from 9th grade until now, and I can't get the footage back. And so just don't listen to my episode, because it's really mortifying in such a big way. You won't feel good about yourself.